Good morning, guys. Today is June 27th, 2022, and I have a glare in my eyes. Sorry. All right, so, you know, I'm going to speak about the week, not just today. Well, this is meant for today, but I can't help but feeling, just like the other day, I can't help but feeling like the week is involved here. I think it's really important to really watch your words, watch what you say. Okay, I wish I knew astrology well, because I really feel like whatever's happening, like planetary wise, is affecting our energy. And, you may be looking at people around you like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, it seems like people are flying off the handle or just being irrational, Don't take that personally. Don't take it personally and try to not react. And if you're one of those people that are just like oversensitive or flying off the handle easily, maybe, I would take a look at that and just take a moment and breathe and say, okay, this is temporary. This is not normal for me. Before I say anything to anybody, I'm just going to, I'm trying to think of the word that I want to use. Self-preservation, restraint. That's probably a better word. Restraint. Allow yourself to even bite your tongue. I'm hearing bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Okay. So, that was, it just feels intense this week. It really feels intense this week, okay? So you might just see odd behavior from people acting out that don't normally act out. Could be like just dumb chaos around you that really don't have anything to do with you, but you could get caught up in it easily. So, yeah, be careful of that. All right. So, away from that now, let's focus on the next 24 hours for the collective. Oh, shit. I'm hearing the song, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. Great. It's like, doesn't it seem like it's like as soon as we start feeling okay and like it's safe to come out, then boom, something happens and you're like, shit, go retreat. It's like, it almost feels like trying to grab traction. That's what it feels like. It's like trying to grab traction, like get a firm grip on moving forward, because it feels like there's just these mudslides. It's like every time you get a grip and like grab yourself up and then you're heading in the right direction, and boom, something will happen. And it's like back down you go, start all over again. You have to keep climbing. You have to keep finding a grip, finding traction, and keep going. I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't know why it keeps happening to everybody, but it does. I feel like there's lessons to be learned, and it's like unless we're learning it, we get knocked back the other way. And I really feel like the lesson is self-doubt. Harboring self-doubt. Maybe releasing that and trying to stay focused with the chaos around us. I really think Spirit's trying to force us into meditation, in surrender. That's what it feels like to me. Because I know quite a few years ago, there was a time that I totally surrendered. And I never really understood what that meant until it happened. And I can't remember what was going on in my life at the time, but I remember literally putting my hands up and saying, just take it, please, take it. It's too much. And then it's like, and it was a complete and utter surrender. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like an immediate calm came over me. I've been searching for that since. It's never happened again since. And I've had moments, but it happened that time. And all I remember is just feeling that and understanding that there was a connection. There was literally an understanding and a coming together between me and spirit. I'll never forget it. And I got down on my knees and I just kept saying thank you. Like and then from that point, it was this like nothing could touch me. And then, more heavy stuff hit, and I feel like I was being tested. That's what it felt like. I was being tested, and I didn't pass the test. And I know I didn't pass the test because I crumbled. I got really weak, and more stuff kept happening around me until it just shut me down completely. But maybe I did pass the test. Maybe not in the moment, but maybe I did, because I didn't stay down. It took a couple of years for me to regain my somewhat confidence, somewhat strength, but what I gained was determination mostly. Not so much confidence and strength, but determination. And I suppose you could be a certain level of confident and, have some strength attached to that, but it wasn't what I was thinking about. It was determination. Like I've always been a fighter. I've always been a fighter growing up. I've always been, stick up for the underdog. I've always been refusing to be the one to be oppressed. Like I was always going to speak my mind, no matter what. And no matter what would happen to me, I would always speak my mind. And I knew that even in some aspects, in some situations, it wasn't safe to do so, but I did anyway. Because I refused to be oppressed. And so now when I hear that song, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, it's sort of like a reminder of maybe that time frame, and maybe the lesson that I learned and that maybe I'm supposed to share with you. And I'm saying maybe because, well, one, I haven't pulled these cards out yet. But I just feel compelled to say it. And I don't know why, but I just feel compelled to say this. And that maybe it's a moment to be able to go back into a dark place and do it differently. And it's not punishment. It's so Spirit can show you, see, you had it all along. Maybe it is to build confidence. I'm not sure, but I don't even know if it's making sense. I always say that. I'm not sure if it makes sense. But I'm just going to deal these cards out because I don't know what that's about. Interesting, though. Hello, darkness, my old friend. All right. Let's just see. Collective. What's going on? I'm going to do a little bit at a pull, half the pile at a time because the deck is just too thick. So, collective. I don't know why I didn't get more cards than that. I want at least 2 more. Okay. Okay. So the first card out after that tangent, right? The first card out is Justice. And, something told me to use this deck. I haven't used this deck in a really long time. But something told me to use this deck. And interestingly enough, after everything I just said, what each card has something written at the bottom. So I'm going to read it to you. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Now, I went on this tangent on not understanding where it was going. But one of the distinct things to me that is catching my attention as I read this is when I was talking about I refused to be oppressed no matter what it was I went through. I refused to stay oppressed. And I really feel like that's what this is. Things need to be fair and balanced, okay? And sometimes we sit quiet in order to avoid conflict, in order to avoid uncomfortable situations. And I feel like, that's okay because there's a way to speak, There's a way to get your point across without flying off the handle and without, creating an immense amount of drama. And I feel like that's what this is because it has to be a balanced energy, especially with justice, the scales. It has to be balanced. So if you're over the top in your reactions, then you have to expect, that to be coming back to you like that, So, the next card that came out was Three of Fire. So that's Three of Wands. And this also came out in the past. So this was something that you were waiting on. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. And I'm pretty sure just the other day we did a reading where I was saying patience. Patience is important. To stay patient, remain patient. Remain patient, right? And that was very important. And that was the past. And so I feel like this is still reiterating that patience is still important. But right under justice came the Seven of Fire, which is the Seven of Wands, defending yourself, right? Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Exactly. You don't have to fly off the handle, but you don't have to be oppressed. It is not okay for anybody to make you feel like you don't have the right to voice your opinion, to voice how you feel. Shit, they do. Why don't you? And so I feel like it's important to be able to do that and have passion behind it. Speak with conviction, stand your ground, but be civil. There's no need to cut anybody down during this. And I feel like it's going to get dark. I feel like it's going to get a little dark, but I feel like you have the control on how dark it gets for you. Don't allow somebody else's energy or somebody else's words or somebody else's coldness to define who you are as a person or to keep you down. Hell with that. I'm starting to get irritated. I really have a problem with that. That's one of, see, I am a nice person and I stick up for the underdog. That's who I am. But if you back me into a corner, you better be prepared for the bitch that comes out. And, but other than that, like, I even have like a soft tone in my voice. So I think a lot of times I am underestimated, but I'm a very kind person until I'm provoked. Once I'm provoked, there is no shutting me down. There is no stopping me. I am a ball of fire that you cannot control. And I know this about myself, and that's definitely something that I need to work on. And I've worked on it. I had no choice but to work on it. It's almost like spirit put me in positions where I had no choice but to work on it, and so I just can't help but feel it's so important to stay connected to the spiritual realm. It's so important right now because what's going on with people right now, it's almost like nobody's in control over their own emotions, over their own words, everything, and I feel the more grounded you are, the more connected you stay to spirit, the more control you'll have over your actions where, you're not just flying off the handle or overreacting or saying something that you can't take back, and it's really important to be hyper aware of yourself right now. So the next card out is King of Air. Okay, so, under that it says brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic, yeah, speak your mind. Damn it, I love this shit. Speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. And the best way that I know to balance out emotional and mental considerations is through meditation. I really feel like Spirit is putting us in a position where we are forced to go within and lean on them and listen to them. It's almost like they're trying to catch our attention, like, listen. You're trying to get past these things. You've been struggling through these things for a while now, but you refuse to listen to us. We can see what you cannot. Trust that. We can see what you cannot, and we will never lead you astray. And that's what they say. And I'm not saying that's what they say as a figure of speech. I'm saying that's literally what Spirit says. That's literally what they want from you. They really want what's best for you, your highest good. At the bottom of the deck, you've got 4 of air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. You see, if you just listen, you'll get the message. You'll hear it, you'll understand it. You've got to listen. And don't, it's almost like people get confused. Well, how do I know when they're talking to me? I can't hear them. They don't. And this is where, and for a long time, I was confused about this myself. Growing up, I thought I was crazy because I always felt like I heard 2 different voices in my head. And so for a long time, I wondered if I had multiple personality or am I schizophrenic? I mean, I can't be schizophrenic because they're not telling me anything bad to do. Do you know what I mean? So I used to question myself. And then I talked to somebody who was saying, no, Spirit is subtle. When you hear that other voice in your head, telepathically, not auditory, not through the ears, like, you're not going to hear them like that. I mean, I have, but that's very rare, not for me. So a lot of times people get confused between their own thoughts and what's coming from Spirit. So I'll give you a little clue. When it's coming from Spirit, it's always well-intended, it's always subtle, and it's always gentle. Always. Always. If it's not that, it's not them. That's a clue. It's up to you, to discern the rest. But it's subtle. It's subtle. And there's another way I could best describe how I personally get the information. I am capable of almost feeling what section of my brain I am thinking. So as I'm speaking, this is like in the front, like what I'm talking to you. This is the information that I'm giving to you from my own personal self. It's coming from the front of my head and like throughout the center, like, probably from like here forward. When I think, that's where I feel it inside of my head. When it's coming from Spirit, it almost sounds and feel like it's coming from back here. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I hope it does. But I'm very in tune, like incredibly in tune with myself. So I don't know if that's something everybody can do, but that's how it works for me. when it's coming from what seems to be back here inside of my mind, I know that that's what's coming from spirit. A lot of times I'll feel the energy around me too. I'll always feel it come in through my crown, and it's almost like, it's like I could feel the energy field like hovering over my skin. Almost like when you get chills, you feel that hover over your body, not touching, but right above. And I could just feel it, and it works its way down like this. It's a very good feeling. Like, I love the way it feels. I don't know how to describe it though. Maybe tingly. Maybe tingly is a good feeling. I get it a lot, like if I'm listening to music and the song is powerful, I'll feel that. But yeah. And sometimes when they're really trying to get my attention, I'll feel the air pressure change in the room when they're around. Like, especially like when angels come around. Not so much like spirit guides or people who've passed, but angels and angelic presence will change the air pressure in the room. And I can feel it in my ears. It's like my ears get really clogged up, and I'll hear like a super high pitched chirping and a high pitched tone. And then once I stop and then I acknowledge them, like I could feel what direction they're coming in, and then I acknowledge it, it'll start to fade out. The chirping and the high pitch will start to fade out because they realize that they have my attention. It's very interesting. But I think this is what spirit wants, because when you can connect to that, you can be more open. New ideas can flow in. The way you handle yourself, a new approach can be shown to you that you can embody, you know, a new approach to a situation. It's almost like being hyper aware of who they are. And I think it's important right now, because I think the collective has made a lot of progress moving forward. And this dark energy that's going to, like, this energy that feels heavy, that feels dark. And when I say dark energy, and I'm not talking about demonic, and, you know, a lot of people get confused. I mean, when you get depressed, that's dark energy to me. So I feel like when this energy comes through, it's almost like spirit saying, you've come this far. Don't let this suck you back the other way, because you're going to have to climb back out and grab traction all over again. Instead, it's almost like grab the traction where you're at, pull yourself close to it, you know, and stay there. Don't try to move yet. Wait till this passes. Just stay there. Once this passes, climb your way back up again. You know, keep going. But don't go backwards by getting sucked into that vortex of uncomfortable energy. No matter what is happening in your surroundings, no matter how people are treating you. This is a pretty powerful message today. Okay, so let's see if we can get any guidance from the Animal Spirit Oracle. Be loyal to what you love, Dog Spirit. And look, it's a 19. 1 and 9 is 10. That, you know, you're approaching an end of a cycle, but you got to maintain where you're at. It's almost like a test. Are you ready? You got to maintain. You got to. All right. Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. It may not feel like that, but it is. Now is a lucky time. Because, okay, 4 and 9 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Balance. Our Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. See, that's what I'm saying. They want you to be able to lean on them. They truly do have your best interest. And if you would trust them, they're... Okay. A spirit has perfect eyesight. I mean, an eagle has perfect eyesight. I mean, they have incredible eyesight, but they're able to come up and see things from a different perspective, but they can even hone in on what their target is. And they're fierce predators, they're fierce protectors of their young, and they're very strong creatures. They're very wise creatures. And would you look at that? We've got the prey and the predator here. The rabbit now is a lucky time. This eagle's not going to swoop down for the kill. This eagle is actually seeing that put survival aside. You know, the eagle eats the rabbit in order to survive. But that's the only reason. That's the only reason the eagle would eat the rabbit, is in order to survive. But if the eagle is thriving, it doesn't need to eat the rabbit, right? So maybe it's like the eagle is trying to protect the rabbit. It's like the eagle is trying to protect the rabbit. The eagle would normally be a predator, and it's different. It's different than it normally. See, this energy is different, and I feel like that's the way it needs to be treated. And there's change coming, especially with 5. And I'm looking at it right now in my face, and I'm like, holy God, I see these 5s. Like, and I don't see the actual number 5, but I'm just seeing how it breaks down. Like 2 and 3 is 5. And then I'm looking over here at the bottom of the deck, and the cards are literally sitting like this. And I look, 4 and ace. That's another 5. So change is definitely inevitable. It's definitely coming, right? But I feel like it's how you handle it. How you handle it. Don't allow the dark energy to consume you and put you in fear. Ah, look, there it is. So this is the predator, which would normally have this rabbit in fear. Normally. But the rabbit's not. The rabbit, this is a lucky time. There is nothing to be afraid of, but, you know, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Don't allow yourself to get sucked backwards into a dark energy because of a false perception. Let this energy pass. Starfish, open to infinite possibility. And there's another goddamn 5. Open to infinite possibility. One more time with this. Okay, owl spirit. You see clearly now. Now decisions can be made. Once you can get past this little storm, and I'm calling it a little storm because it should pass fairly quickly, you know? I mean, it's big. It's big in a way, like it's a big deal, but it's not a big storm, if that makes sense. And I feel like if you can maintain this poise, if you can maintain a calm, peaceful place, because you're going to be tested. But I feel like if you can maintain this calm, peaceful place, you're going to pass this, ethereal test, I suppose. It's like, it's not even really a test, you know, but I don't know. Is it a test? You know, I don't think it is, but where are you at right now? Where are you at spiritually? Maybe this is a test for yourself, you know? Okay, so I'm picking up this deck to get more, you know, information, more clarity. And as soon as I pick it up, at the bottom, I haven't even shuffled this, I see peace. I'm a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Boom. That's what the message is, pretty much. All right. Collective. I want at least one card for you guys. All right, there's one. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I mean, shit. Isn't that what we're talking about? Let fear go. Like, because that's where the feeling oppressed and everything, that's from fear, you know? But it's also like the rabbit. The rabbit is usually like terrified of like its predators, you know? I mean, yeah, I mean, they seem like nervous little creatures, you know? But when you feel like these predators are not trying to attack you, I don't know how, if that's what I want to say. That's not what I want to say. Scratch that. It's something, it's different. It's like the energy can seem dark, but the behavior is different. Like the eagle's behavior towards the rabbit is different. And it's like the eagle has the rabbit's back because the rabbit is, so eagle is spirit. You are the rabbit. And except that there's no predatory feeling, you know? But I guess leaning on spirit could be a scary thing. God, I'm trying to make sense of that. And I hope I'm not crossing too many hairs here because I don't want to confuse you because of my own confusion, trying to gather my thoughts and what it is the point I'm trying to get across. I mean, I think I've made the point, but there's more to it. There's definitely more to it. Maybe the denial is coming in from your own I don't want to say self-worth, your own belief in, like, this can't be me, like, it's got to be talking about somebody else, not me, as if you're insignificant. You're not insignificant. This is about you too. Success and freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I mean, yeah, right? Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And there it is. And that's what I'm saying. There's something about this where it's like maintain where you're at and don't allow yourself to be oppressed. Stand your ground, speak your mind, speak your truth, no matter what people are bringing in front of you. You're safe. Spirit has your back for sure. You're safe. Even if you feel like you're being preyed upon, you're safe. Meditate, go within and stay at a calm pace, stay at a calm balance, because if you don't, it can get haywire and your progress can go backwards. You don't want that. Okay, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Absolutely. And I think that's what's important here. You know, guys, I really hope that this made sense to you. I know it could have been a little confusing, but I really feel like you've got to maintain your poise. You've got to maintain, no matter how much somebody's trying to pull you out of your square, stay in it. Keep the traction, you know, don't allow anything to come and have you slip from your growth. They haven't earned that. You have definitely earned the right to be where you're at and to keep moving further. Nobody has the right to pull you back down from where you once came and fought so hard to get away from. And that's that. And don't allow it. I hope this made sense. And I feel like that this is that dark play, like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Because I feel like that's the danger, is heading back to a place that you fought so hard to get away from. Keep the fight up. With the 7, that 7 of Wands, stand your ground, defend yourself. Don't be a jerk. Don't be crazy. Don't be chaotic. You know what I mean? Maintain a stable balance. But don't be a pushover. Don't allow anybody to treat you any kind of way. And as long as you maintain your poise, you also maintain your self-respect. And even the respect of others. Okay? So, I hope that made sense, guys. But this is what was coming in today. And, yeah. Have a great day. Stay on your toes. I love y'all. Bye.